Welcome back, painting friends. Today we are going to paint a picture of a fun little leprechaun because today is St. Patrick's Day. You're going to need every color: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, brown, black, and white. I do have two different kinds of blue. I've got a light blue and a dark blue. I have my favorite four brushes with me, my 1-inch flat brush, my 10-6 and 1 round brush. Don't forget to have a cup of water and a rag for keeping your brushes clean. And remember, if you like what you're seeing, make sure that you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you're kept up to date on all of the tutorials. First thing we're going to do is we are just going to paint our background blue. All right, we're going to let this dry. When we come back, we're going to add in that leprechaun and rainbow. All right, with our background dry, I'm going to go ahead and take some green and white paint together on my brush. So green and white. And I'm just going to draw out my leprechaun's hat. So it's going to be a curved line right here. And it looks like a pickle right now, doesn't it? Then the top of his hat is going to just go out a little bit, curved line at the top, and then come right back down. All right, with a clean brush, I'm now going to take a little bit of orange, a little bit of yellow, and a little bit of white on my palette. And I'm going to create a nice skin color. So I've got a little bit of orange, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of white, and I'm going to paint a really nice skin color. And for that, right under here, I'm just going to make a little U-shaped face for my leprechaun. And I can paint this whole space in with that really nice light color. All right, let's let this face dry before we add any fun details to it, but I am going to take a little bit of brown and red paint, and I'm just going to go right through here, and I'm just going to kind of do some squiggles. So I've got brown and orange. I think I said red the first time, but brown and orange on my brush, and I'm just going to kind of squiggle it around to show that he's got some hair. So I've got my number 10 round brush, and all I'm doing is kind of going in like little figure eights down the side of his head, just to make it look as though it's a little bit, well, maybe just a little bit fun and naughty. He's got some shenanigans going on his hair. I'm going to take those same two colors and do the same things right here. Give him a little bit of a bushy eyebrow. That's going to be hilarious. All right, let's go ahead and add in our pot of gold and our rainbow. So right down here at the bottom of my picture, I'm just going to make kind of just a curved line here that goes in a little bit and then just bumps out. And since I've already got the paint on my brush, I'm going to go ahead and add his little band in here. All right, let's let this dry. When we come back in, we're going to add in that rainbow and all the rest of our little details. With the dry background, I'm going to go ahead and put my rainbow on in here. Okay, so I'm going to start with red, and my red's just going to kind of be off this side over here, and I can bring that up behind his hat, and I'm just going to kind of imagine that it's going to go up, jump over his hat, and finish out this way. Now you can make your rainbows as big as you want, as thick as you want, as bright as you want. I do like to add white paint just about any time I'm working with a lighter color with a dark background. It just kind of helps it pop. So I'm going to try to make all of my little rainbow lines pretty even. And you can always skip a color or add extra colors. You know, it doesn't have to be the Roy G. Biv, the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. It can be just your favorite colors. It could be random colors. Make it your own leprechaun. So I'm going to paint my rainbow using this technique, adding a little bit of white in with my paint as I go through my rainbow. All right, I'm going to go in now and add his little buckle on his hat. So I've got a little bit of yellow paint on my number 6 round brush, and this is just going to be an oversized square here. And with it, the center of it, I'm not going to fill it in. All right, let's move on down to his face feature. So I'm going to switch over to my number 6 round brush for this, and I'm going to use some watered down black paint. Anytime I make skinny little lines, I want my paint to be watered down so it goes on a little bit smoother. So with some watered down black paint, I am going to make one eye close. I'm just going to make one curved eye like here, and the other one the same way. So if you want to make your eyes open, you can, but we're trying to keep this pretty simple today. I can even add a couple little squint lines here by his eyes. For his nose, I'm just going to make a small curve in his nose. And then his mouth, I'm going to, I think I might make him just have a big old beard. I was going to give him a smiley face, but I think I'm going to go back in with that red, I'm sorry, I said red again, that orange and that brown, and I'm going to kind of squiggle a beard on here right underneath his nose. Just kind of fill that space in. I can even add a little bit of red in here, but make some curved lines of red. Maybe even a couple of curved lines of yellow too to kind of give it some highlight. All right, back to fine little details. I'm going to grab my black brush, and I'm now going to make just the curved line back on the top of my cauldron again, or my pot of gold. I guess it's not a cauldron. This is not Halloween. It is St. Patrick's Day. wipe that brush off. I could take a little bit of white paint and just add some highlights on the edge of my cauldron. I'm going to add a fun little shamrock right here on his hat. So I'm going to use just the regular green color, and you can choose if you want it to be a 4 or a 3 leaf shamrock. And all you have to do is take little heart shapes, okay? And they do not even have to be nice, neat hearts. You can have some parts that are bigger, some parts that are smaller. You're going to have those hearts just kind of touch each other. So if you want a 3 leaf, just stop there and add a stem. If you want a 4 leaf, well, you just add one more. And then as you paint that in, watch what we're going to do. We're going to add our green paint in here, but then we're going to add a little bit of yellow. Just to kind of make it pop. So a little bit of yellow. We're just going to kind of come down on the sides of these little hearts. We'll take a little bit of white starting at the center, and we'll just kind of pull that out too. Perfect. And when we add our black highlight to that, that's really going to pull it all together. As far as my rainbow goes, I'm going to take some white lines and I'm going to just kind of gently outline some of my rainbow. I don't want the whole thing outlined, but I do want to add a couple of little white lines in here. And as we're moving on with our white accents, I'm going to go ahead and give myself some white highlights. Right here on the tippy top of his hat, I'm going to add just a couple of curved white lines. Same thing on the top of his black band and even the buckle. I'm going to go right around here and add a couple of lines on his hat as well. Even on his face, we're just going to give a little bit of messy outline around this beard. Now, when I like to give black outlines on my pictures to make them just look a little bit more fun and cartoony, I don't like to make them perfectly solid lines. So I do like to make them what I like to call ghost lines. So sometimes you see the line, sometimes you don't. So for example, when I outline his hat, I might outline this part right here, but I don't have to outline the whole thing. So I'm going to skip a little bit and add some over there, skip a little bit and add some over here. I want it to be a messy outline so that it kind of gives you that playful idea, but it doesn't have to be totally solid. And there we have it, a fun little leprechaun for St. Patrick's Day. Remember, I never get to see what you're painting at home unless you take a picture of it and post it on my YouTube page, Painting with a Purpose. Make sure that you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Painting with a Purpose, so you're kept up to date on all of my tutorials. And remember, as always, stay kind, stay creative, and stay safe. Have a great day. Bye now. I know I say that and then I start painting clouds, right? But if you've ever painted with me before, you know sometimes I like to add things at the very end. I was just looking at this thinking, man, that's a really big blue sky. What can I add to it? The answer is always clouds and rainbows. All I have on here is my white paint with a little bit of purple and my number 10 round brush. I'm just kind of splatting it on there. No rhyme or reason, just kind of have fun with it. All right, now I'm finished. Have a great day, friends. Bye now.